Hey everybody, it's Mr. Florida Flipper and we're out here in the garage getting ready to pick our weekend orders. So this is everything that we sold on Saturday and Sunday, and we had a pretty good amount of sales. We had 11 sales today, so let's go ahead and pick those orders. So our first item that we sold was this Nike, this Nike hoodie. So in Florida right now we're getting warm, but this sold, I think it sold for about $20. I'll have it over here and show you what it sold for exactly, but we sold this hoodie here. I always like to get hoodies, they're pretty good sellers, and we actually sold another one. So let me go ahead and grab that. We sold this Lacoste hoodie right here. So got that right there. So we sold this Lacoste hoodie, I think for another $20. I actually wanted to keep this, so I kind of sold it a little bit cheaper than I wanted to because I was originally gonna keep it, and then I said, nah, I don't really need it here, but it's a nice Lacoste hoodie. Another $20 sale. And we sold these red pair of Pumas, I think for $20 as well. And I'll have that over here so you can see the sold comp on that. And I did start a campaign with eBay. They had a $200 credit. If you have a store through eBay, every now and again, they will give you, usually it's $100. This is the first time it's ever been $200, but they'll give you a $100 credit to use for your promoted items. So basically you can promote your store offsite, or promote your listing categories on your store, or you can promote certain items. And basically it's a certain amount of money every day that will go towards promoting your store. So I actually did this just recently, this past week. They gave me a $200 credit, I activated it, and I'll kind of give you a rundown maybe in another video, but basically I just set it up. I did clothing category, a couple other categories I can't remember, just items that hadn't really been selling for me. And we went ahead and did $10 a day. That was the recommended thing for eBay, and it's not my money, so it's fine. But I always make sure to set it up so that the money will run out once it hits $200. So it's $10 a day, so it'll end in 20 days because I don't want to pay for promoted because I just don't think it's worth it. And we will do a couple experiments with it. I've gone off and on promoting items. But let's go ahead and grab the next item. And also with that promoted, it's not coming out of my pocket or it costing me money on the sales. That's why I like to do it. And it's nice that eBay does give us that every now and again. It's a nice little treat. I think this is like the third time in about a year and a half that I've gotten it. Like I said, both other times it was 100, this time was 200, so nice. But I did sell these Sorel shoes, running shoes. I think I sold these for $30, I wanna say. And I actually got these from the storage unit that I got with my cousin that we bought together. So that's our third item, or fourth item. Then I sold another pair of shoes. This pair of shoes I got on Whatnot. I didn't have it very long and I was actually surprised it sold. The guy that I buy my shoes from on Whatnot, usually he has bigger sizes like 10, 10 and a half, but this was actually a 7.5 men's. And I thought I was gonna sit on it for a while, but I guess they're a pretty good seller. And I think we sold these for $80. They're really nice though. Pretty cool. I mean, you can tell they've been worn on the bottom. It's a little dirty, but the shoes I get from them are always pretty clean. So really nice, no crease in the heel or the toe area there. So really nice pair of shoes. Sold that one for $80. The next item I sold is this battery. It's a Ninja Bat. It's a replacement battery for an Apple computer, for an Apple laptop. I bought about 5 or 6 laptops. And most of them weren't working, but I sold the parts, tested the battery, it still works, still holds a charge. So I sold that, I took apart the computers. It's really good to look out for, even at garage sales or different things online. If you find laptops, even if they're not that in great condition, usually you can sell the hard drive, you can sell the CD-ROM drive if it has it. The battery, if it's good, make sure you test them because obviously with older laptops, sometimes the batteries won't be good anymore. The motherboard usually you can sell, and even the screens. I've actually sold a couple of laptop screens, and they're, you know, laptops that are 10 or so years old, so keep a lookout for that. And the next item I sold should be right here. It's a bunch of Pokemon cards. Oh, it's in this box right here. It was just an assorted lot of Pokemon cards I had that I've gotten from a garage sale, I think, and I went ahead and put them all in here. It's about 100 cards. Just pretty much all random, nothing really special, but if you ever have Pokemon cards like that, it's always good. Just put them on an auction. They sold for $8.50 and I think $6 shipping. I think this is like one of the standout cards right here. Nothing amazing. I mean, it's probably like a $2 card, but it's got that. And then it's got these, I don't think these are officially like Pokemon cards, but it's got these like weird Halloween ones. There's like Stranger Things. Let's see if there's anything else good. Oh, and I did get these. These are kind of cool. These are, I can't remember. I think they're Portuguese, maybe? Pokemon cards. They're Spanish, I know. I mean, it's in English, but when I looked them up, it said that 1995 Game Freak trade card. So there's a few of those in there. It's pretty cool. So we sold that for about $15 with the shipping. Next item, we sold these Ray-Bans with the case, which I was really surprised. I couldn't sell them. I had them listed for like, I think 75, and then I dropped it down to 50. They're nice women's Ray-Ban sunglasses here. Go ahead and put them on for you. I mean, I guess they could be men's too, but I think they're women's. I got them from a garage sale for like $5. But it has the case and the book and the cleaning cloth. And I sold them for $25 though. So guess they're just not that desirable. Maybe I just didn't have them listed properly. I don't know. But finally sold them. Glad to see them go. Bought them for $5, made $20, you know. So that's then I sold another pair of shoes. Let me grab that from down here. All right, we sold these Timberland Pros. I got this on Whatnot as well. This was actually a free pair of shoes that I got because the shipper, one of my items, two of my items actually never came to me, so he let me pick out a pair of shoes. So I picked out these basically brand new Timberland boots. They're a smaller size, so they didn't go for as much as they would have if they were like a bigger size, like 10.5. You know, usually I feel like most of them are 10.5 or so, but these are a size 6, so pretty small. But sold those for $70, I believe, plus shipping. I think $10. Come to my best item of the day, and I've had this for about a month. I also got this on Whatnot. Definitely a good sourcing opportunities on Whatnot if you can find the right seller. Try to find sellers that are smaller sellers, not people that have 500 followers, because you're not going to find any good deals there. But I sold this Supreme skateboard deck. And I thought it would go for a little bit more. I think I ended up paying about $40, maybe $50 with shipping on this because it was $9 shipping plus the actual price of the board. But I sold it for $100 plus $10 shipping. The shipping will probably end up costing me about $15 maybe. So we'll make about $40 on this sale. Not the greatest, but it's a pretty cool item. And so I just kind of couldn't pass it up. So that's pretty good there, $100 sale. And I actually forgot there was one more item. So we had a total of 11 sales for Saturday and Sunday. Really nice weekend for me. That's not too bad. I think in overall, we had about over $300 worth of items go out easily, probably close to $400 worth of items. So I checked, it was $405 worth of sales. Not too bad for a 2-day weekend. And the last item that I sold is this Halloween Horror Nights shirt. I knew that once I had 2 of these, and I sold the one right away, and I knew once this one didn't sell, once Halloween passed, that I was gonna have to drop the price because I really didn't want to hold on to it till next Halloween. I mean, it's a decent shirt, and Halloween shirts are always something to look out for. People like them, especially the Halloween Horror Nights. Any kind of like park shirts people really like, especially if they're a little older. But yeah, so it's a pretty cool shirt. Sold that for $11 plus shipping. I think it was like $4, $5 shipping. So yeah, just glad to get it out of the warehouse, or out of the garage. The big thing with clothes, I've really been stepping back from clothes. I mean, you see these clothes behind me. I've been trying to get rid of them. I don't like having to take the pictures. You know, you have to take front and back. You have to do the measurements, because for a long time I wasn't doing measurements and I wasn't selling shirts. And actually a funny thing with this one is I had done a cross shirt measurement, but I didn't do an up and down measurement. Usually those are the 2 measurements I do now. Since I started selling clothes again, I've made sure if I'm buying clothes, I'm taking the measurements, because I do understand why people want to have that. Obviously, you want to make sure it fits. But somebody asked me, because I had put this on sale, hey, can you do the measurement from up and down? And I was like, sorry, not for $12, which I'm not trying to be rude, but I wasn't going to go grab this, put it down, measure it, and then 90% of the time the person says, oh, it's too small. So ended up selling anyways to somebody else with just the one measurement, so hopefully they're happy. But that's about going to do it for me, guys. Just a short video of what sold for the weekend. Guys, this is Mr. Florida Flipper, and I'll see you guys on the next one.